Alright guys, I'm going to make this video about why I use F1 over F2 and F3. There's a lot of people that use F2 and F3. I seem to be one of the few higher eloed Temulches who actually utilize F1. And yeah, this is my reasons. So for starters, we're going to go over why the lowest cooldown possible on Temulch's ability is super important. We don't have a true combo breaker. A lot of other characters in the game do, and when it comes to getting caught out in 1v1 fights, those characters that can just break out of your combos have a huge advantage already. And the fact that Temulch is able to soft break white damage combos, let's see if I can replicate it. Turn this on. Alright, now we're going to go over the actual abilities and their usefulness. The 3-second knockup, guaranteeing that 3 seconds most of the time when you use the ability is so important, because especially with the assault one, outside of using it inside of your ult is like the only time where you get like maximum value out of this. Outside of that, you basically stutter somebody for 1 second, and it doesn't buy enough time to get to them to get off like damage to make it matter. And most of the time you're just lobbing it out and hoping it does something relevant. That's why I don't use this one. For the tracking one, anybody who's played Temulch or played against tracking, once you know how the tracking wisp works and how fast it is, you'll never get caught in it. It's very seldom that I get caught in a tracking wisp. The only times I do get caught is when I like don't see the ability coming out or don't know it's in the air and it's coming for me. But outside of that, you should always be able to play around this one. The F1 ability, it's super fast. You can guarantee once you hit somebody with it, you can knock them up. You can assist teammates with it in multiple different facets. Also, there's never a situation where you can't get value out of F1. But there are multiple situations where the tracking wisp is just too slow and you can't like assist in the proper timing that you would need to. And this one doesn't really, outside of your ult, doesn't really knock up or buy as much time as you'd think you'd want it to. And there's a whole RNG aspect to both of these that I'm just not a fan of. Alright, so let's get into 1v1 scenarios where F1 is just king always. Katana can guarantee its own knockup from a horizontal slash. That's guaranteed every time. So theoretically, you can fucking try and toothpick for that first hit, right? You want your F ability out. You're gonna toothpick. You're not being too aggressive. You're not doing blue attacks because you don't need to. You're gonna get parried. You're literally gonna sit here and toothpick, and once you finally hit that, you're gonna knock up. It's a free damage. And you can horizontal tech chase it. Yeah, that's huge for me in itself. I'm going to go over some of the stuff you can do with the tracking, and then the F3, I don't think there's any like actual utility you can use to guarantee proper damage. So for the tracking, a lot of players like to basically force a 50-50 gamble between you and that player. Essentially, you're going to have to either dodge roll it, or you're going to have to just blue attack into it, and they're going to try and force you to give them a free parry combo, which is fine. Most players don't realize that you can just dodge past it. Like, you can do the blue animation and then dodge out of it. But this is what a lot of players will do. They'll chase it. Normally, and I'm not going to be able to replicate this, but if that tracking ball is coming towards me, I'm literally going to blue attack into it and then dodge out of it. And there's like nothing they can do. Just most players commit to the blue attack and get parried because they're, I wouldn't say bad, just like inexperienced around Temulch. Other combos, I think you can do, the same.
My instincts are never wrong.
It's too slow. So with the F3 ability, you can do the knockup combo, but I just don't see the purpose of not running the F1 if you're looking to do that combo anyways. Reason being you'd want to use F1 is because you hold them in the air for a longer time. And in threes, people rotate to your CC. If someone lands a spear or a dragon spear or whatever it's called, your teammates are rotating to maximize that free damage because they're effectively stuck in animation, right? So with this one, although you can do it,
My instincts are never.
you only have that much time, and you have to commit to it right then and there. With the F1, there's countless times, if you look through my videos, I'll catch somebody, and since they're bobbled for 3 seconds, that, like, if someone sees someone get bobbled, you can literally tech chase it from here and get off a blue attack with the Temulch that's gonna do it. Because the Temulch is gonna, a good Temulch player is gonna hold his damage till the end. All right, so here's one of my biggest arguments on why I always use F1. Say I'm skirmishing with some guy, I'm fighting this guy. Literally lobbing this over to your teammates 1v1 as well can like make or break his fight entirely. You're adding an ability from across the room to whatever he's doing. You just throw it at him. They might be in blue animation, but normally they're gonna come out of blue animation and just get bobbled anyways. So say your teammate literally gets caught in a blue attack, and I threw my F1. Right, he's gonna get off his blue damage, but out of that, your teammate's going to get a blue attack right back to him because he's now bobbled.
The sky's dark.
Like I said,
my winds are
there's a ton of time. 3 seconds is a lot of time when it comes to rotating to a fight. And you can grapple. Let me go grab a grapple. Here's another thing that I like to do a lot in my games. I throw my wisp pretty often at the beginning of a fight, because if I get a free catch on somebody, right? Imagine starting a fight like that. Like, that's the opening to the fight. I've only got 8 seconds left, and this guy has to go heal. We're grappling and tech chasing the fuck out of him until he's dead.
I do.
There is an argument that you can just do that anyways with the tracking, but the problem is there's so much terrain in this game, and if I most of the time there's trees around. If I throw a tracking in the open and they know it's coming, they're going to get to a tree.
Too blunt.
Like, that's guaranteed. You're not going to get it off. Alright guys, I don't know if I'm missing any information that I'm just not thinking about when it comes to the F abilities. That's pretty much my view and my opinion. I'm not the best player in the world, but I'm giving you what I got. Go ahead and drop some comments. Let me know. Give me some feedback on what you guys want to see, what you would want me to cover, anything you want me to go in more depth on. Yeah, and don't forget to subscribe.